Winner.
All right, welcome to another episode of NFL Outdated Cover 2 series. I am joined by XFL Linebacker and current free agent Jerimiah Spicer, getting ready for the XFL draft and also preparing for his current pro football career. How are you doing?
Doing good, man. Thank you for having me, man.
Absolutely. Twitter and YouTube are great places to connect. Obviously, you've got a lot of stuff, on Twitter. You've got on Instagram. Definitely want to, plug some of those things. But first of all, I just want to talk a little bit about your journey in football and starting from the beginning. You have a really an incredible story from the beginning. Talk a little bit about that and how you've kind of gotten up to this point.
Pretty much, I grew up with my mom downtown Los Angeles, Skid Row. My mom was on drugs. For people who don't know, my mom was on drugs, and ended up getting taken away from my mom, and I'm getting put in foster care, and I'm getting placed with my grandmother, and I'm getting took away from my grandmother, and and I'm getting put back in foster care, and from there, through that process, I ended up going through eight different high schools, 2 colleges. And going through the foster home group homes. After I got out, my grandma and my mom ended up dying. Both years, 2009 and 10. And back to back. So, I was just out here in the streets, just homeless, just sleeping in my car, just trying to stay focused and trying to make my football dream come true. I never really got distracted or that. Never really felt sorry for myself or anything like that. I pretty much kind of like use it as motivation to make all my stuff happen. Happen that I've been doing.
Absolutely. Incredible story of that experience. I think, and maybe that's that XFL calling right now. Maybe that's XFL calling right now. Not quite yet.
Hold on.
Are you still there? You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, so incredible story of perseverance. I played high school football, and they talked about just kind of using things as motivation, and I can't imagine kind of what you've gone through. When you're on the football field, how do you kind of use that as motivation to keep going to the next step? Oh, we lost. Hopefully we'll get him back. Jerimiah Spicer has been with the XFL. Had a chance to have a tryout with the with the Chargers of the NFL, and hopefully coming back soon. It sounds like we'll be connected with the XFL draft, continuing to go with his football career. When you talk about obviously NFL and football players, lots to focus on here. Okay, I think we got Jerimiah back. I think we got you back here.
Yeah, my bad. My apologies, man.
No worries. It happens with technology. Definitely glad to have you here. So, obviously, a great story of perseverance, and talk about then maybe high school, college, and how you kind of have your journey to pro football.
High school, man, I was good at football, man. I had gained scholarships to D1 colleges, but I was in a group home, and I was kind of like, I used to be a hothead kind of, I ended up going back to juvenile hall, so I ended up losing my scholarships. That's how I ended up at a junior college. That's how I ended up at Riverside City College, so after that, boom, I ended up going there. Boom, I ended up going to Bethesda University after that, small NAIA school. And then the coach ended up leaving from there. Then after he left, everybody that he brought in pretty much left. So I ended up leaving too. Like, I didn't really feel comfortable there anymore. And and I just got tired of struggling, man. I was sleeping in my car and stuff.
Yeah, incredible. Kind of going through some of that had to be tough. Hopefully we can get him back here. talking about with Jerimiah Spicer, XFL linebacker, and with his pro football career and how he, his journey. As fans, we kind of sit back and we don't see the behind the scenes stuff. It has to be, some of the things that really drive them. A lot of us who don't play football, we respect the journey, and we respect players for not just being football players, but for what they've overcome in life. And all right, Jeremiah is back here. Hopefully, I think we have you back, Jeremiah.
Man, my phone tripping. I'm gonna have to get another phone, man. My phone's tripping right now. But yeah, man, I ended up going to that small NAIA school, boom. Then after that, coach ended up leaving, boom. I ended up going to arena football, and I ended up going to I had enough film, you know what I'm saying? So I ended up like, man, I started going to freaking NFL camps and stuff, and I just started passing my film out on DVDs. I went to the Rams camp like 2 or 3 times. I went to the Chargers camp. I went to I met up with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 2 times, one time in San Diego and one time in Tampa Bay. I left my arena team and drove like an hour and a half, boom, went to their facility, passed my film out on DVDs again, boom. And I was just grinding, man. And I ended up going to arena football. I was drafted to Major League Football too in 2016, right when I came out. I was drafted there, but they never started up. So that took like a whole year off. And I was sitting there waiting for them. And I ended up going to arena football, boom. 2018, boom. And dominating the AAL. I ended up leading the whole league in tackles. I got first team all league, 147 tackles. And I was just, I was hungry. I came in there. I made an agreement with the head coach of the Chargers. If I get first team all league, would he bring me in? He said yeah. So I went to the league. I just did exactly what I said I was going to do, and he did what he said he was going to do. And he brought me in to the LA Chargers. That's how I got it. That's how I got it.
Was that Anthony when Anthony Lynn? Yes, yeah.
Coach Lynn. Yeah, he brought me in. The head coach brought me in.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah. And so we talking about coaches, like he's one. And what are some other coaches that maybe pushed you and inspired you along the way?
Pepper Johnson, Coach Pepper Johnson, my coach Gunnins from the AAL, the K for Heroes. That's where he gave my first real opportunity to really like show what I could do. He didn't, he didn't, he didn't hate on me or nothing, man. He just, it was all love, man. It was, and I always respect him for that. And I did what I did, and I took us all the way straight to the playoffs, second round. You know what I mean? So, got cheated out of that, but it's all good. But I ended up going after that. I ended up making a linebacker list for the LA Chargers. Boom. But there's like 15 linebackers on the list. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm trying to have a gang of linebackers. I was like 2019, 20, yeah, 2000, right before I went to the XFL. And boom, I ended up getting drafted to the XFL like a couple weeks later.
That's awesome. Yeah. What did you learn then from those camps that that continue to help you grow and maybe move into the XFL and then maybe eventually back in the NFL?
Man, what I learned from the camps, man, I just learned a lot of patience, man. I grew a lot. I'm way more smarter than I was. My football IQ is like way like higher than a lot of different players, man. Especially like how I grew up in the streets and stuff like that. My instincts, me having to survive and stuff like that like doubled my IQ level for football. Like, so that's why I can read plays. Like I can read a play before the ball's hiked. You know what I mean? I can feel things before it happens. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that.
Yeah, talk about that a little bit. I mean, we hear that football IQ, and as a fan, it's hard to really kind of understand what that means. So, a lot of it maybe, just kind of that instincts and film study, things like that, and talk about what that means, that football IQ.
Man, especially the XFL, man, that's the main thing we did was film study, man. Film study, K for Heroes, arena football, film study. Film study is like the number one thing, and I'm always watching film. I'm always watching myself on film too at practice. I'm always critiquing myself. Like I critique myself before the coach even had to tell me anything because I'll fix it. Like even in a game, like coach won't have to tell me nothing. I can fix it. I can fix it myself. I can feel it. I feel when I mess up. I know when I mess up, and I be real with myself. That's why I always go hard. I always go 100%.
Yeah, and what would you tell someone like a younger player that is getting into the film study? Like what is the most important part about that?
Man, you gotta know you gotta know where everybody's supposed to be. You gotta know where you're supposed to be, and always do your job. Don't worry about nobody else's job. That's the number one thing I pretty much. I should always do that a lot, trying to be everywhere. I just do my job now, and I get the job done. You know what I mean? Like, and that's pretty much what you gotta do. You gotta do your job. Worry about yourself, do your job, and work as a unit.
Is there any player that you faced that was maybe tough to read and tough to kind of? I mean, I feel like it seems like it's kind of a chess match, between offensive and defensive players.
I was in practice. Like I practiced with Josh Johnson and Luis Perez, and then so I practiced with some great quarterbacks. I was with the Orlando Predators this year. Cato. Cato came from Marshall University. He was number one quarterback coming out of Marshall University still to this day. And I played against them type of dudes. So, like, that's what gets my IQ better too. And plus, when I was at Riverside City College, we ran a no huddle offense, so I had to read real fast. You know what I mean? Like there was no time to not know what's going on. Otherwise you're not gonna be on the field. So, that's Coach Tom Kraft from RCC got that in me too. So.
And what were some of the biggest differences between some of those NFL practices and maybe the Arena Football League and maybe even XFL?
NFL practice, man. That's my first workout, man. The whole workout, man. That shit was like they did like a whole workout, man, like in 30 minutes, like something like that, man. It was like that. Everything was back to back. You don't get no breather, you get no break. So if you come in there, you better be in shape. Ain't no game to it. And that's just real, man. And you get, like Eminem saying, one shot. You get one shot, then and they see see if they like you or not. You gonna make the list, or you gonna get a contract, or you ain't gonna get nothing.
And there's a lot that goes into kind of getting a contract. And as fans, we kind of see we see just the game days. What's the training like in kind of now as well as you're preparing for the XFL season and maybe something else as well?
Man, I'm doing a lot of mountain running because right now I live by the mountain. I go to the desert in India where it's 120 degrees. And I do a lot of running and stuff like that, pull ups, and a lot of different that's my main thing, man. Right now, I'm just running hills, man. I'm just running mountains, running hills. I run the sand hills in the desert, and I run the regular mountains over here. Boom. We got a real gym. We got an actual gym called Category 5 Gym in Indio, California. We got a baseball side, basketball side, we got a weight room side, and we got a turf side, football. So that's where I'll be at. That's where I train at, and I train other little kids on the side.
Are there some players that you had looked up to growing up?
Yeah, man. Ray Lewis. Like players like Pepper Johnson. Rod Woodson, Hines, all them dudes in the XFL, man. I used to watch all them when I was growing up. But like players who I think I play like Zach Thomas, something like that. Mixed with a little, Luke Kuechly, Thomas Davis type of style, I like Bobby Wagner. Like, Bobby Wagner is he fit me. Me and him kind of like the same. We don't miss tackles.
Yeah, in with tackling, then is it different than when you started as far as like the tackling? Some youth football teams are doing some modified tackling, or what's kind of the most important part of just the tackling?
Wrapping up, keeping your head up. Not dropping your head at all, not being scared, man. Because people are scared. That's why they even drop their head in the first place. Like, they that little second they don't interfere, man. That's why I drop their head. You gotta see your target, hit your target straight on. That's what I do. I always look straight. When I hit my target, I look at my target when I hit I don't put my head down like this. I look straight hit, boom, just like that.
Absolutely.
I wrap up. You'll never see me not wrap up. And I kiss the ball. That's what I do. And I just play football, man. I just played football. I was taught when I was, pretty much like some people call it old school football, but I just play. I consider myself a football player. That's it.
So what's next for you? You talked a little bit about the XFL draft coming up. What's next to your timeline? For your career here.
Man, I'm just taking it one day at a time. I got in that car crash, man, in April, man, and I didn't get to play that arena season. Man. Yeah, man, I got ejected out the car. I was 123 feet from the car.
Wow.
Later ran a red light and hit my teammate. My teammate was driving. I was in the back seat. I got knocked out the back seat of the car. She broke my seatbelt. She broke everything in the car.
Wow.
Yeah, she was going fast, and we was going through the intersection, and our light was green, her light was red. She said she was just trying to get home. That's what she said. But I never got to see the lady still to this day. You know.
And so you've been, recovering from that then as well.
But I couldn't even, man. Yeah, man. I couldn't even, like I said, I couldn't even do everything I'm doing right now, man. I couldn't even turn my neck. Everything, I'm good now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm back A1, working out, running, doing drills. You know, so I'm back 100%.
When does the XFL draft happen?
I know the deadline is at the end of in the mid-September. So it should be somewhere like in November, maybe October.
And in the process, you're kind of training. Do you think you would get opportunities, maybe in other camps, things like that along the way? Oh, we lost him again. Just an amazing story. When we think of as football fans, we only see product on Sundays, Saturdays, whenever it happens. We don't always see all the work, and it is a lot of work. Any type of profession, but especially something as physical and grueling as the professional football, whether it's XFL, whether it's CFL. Definitely a lot of respect for all of those players and all that they go through as they make sure that they are at the top of their game physically. Mentally has to be a grind as well. It sounds like Jerimiah has gone through a lot of challenges, and as we're coming back here. All right.
Yeah. So you say I think would I get any of those opportunities?
Absolutely.
Man, I think I'm gonna get every opportunity I work hard for. If you working hard, you're gonna get your opportunity. If you sitting around waiting, you ain't gonna get nothing. Unless you're a first round draft pick in the NFL. But I ain't never waited for nothing. Man, everything I wanted, I went and got it. I never gave up. I've been consistent, persistent. That's how I got. Man, my first workout before the Chargers was the Cleveland Browns with Alonzo Highsmith. You know what I mean? So everything I want, I get. I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna die trying. That's how I am, even on the football field. Like I really feel like that. This is like my therapy too. It's my therapy from all my pain and my stuff that I grew up in. Everything I went through in life. Football takes my pain away, and football kept me alive from being killed in the streets, and it took me away from being homeless and everything, man. So I love football. I don't just play football for fun.
So yeah, I mean, when you're on the field, I mean, you got all of that. I mean, the mental and the physical, toll that it takes on football. I mean, you've already been through a lot of that in your life as well.
Yeah, man, I've been through hell and back, man. Just like that car accident, man. I was a starting linebacker for the Orlando. I was starting linebacker and fullback. Literally, man. I was top of the roster. Never moved. And I did my thing every practice. I brought the energy that they needed. You know what I mean? And after I ended up leaving, man, I think that just took the energy away from the team, kind of.
Absolutely. And when you think about your NFL or your pro football career, then when it does end, do you see yourself kind of getting into coaching?
Yeah, man. I want to coach in the XFL or something, man. Or arena football. I don't mind coaching in arena football, but I just want to, I just want to help people. I love helping people. That's I always help people. I help people more than they help me.
Sometimes I mean, when you're able to see those things, and like as a linebacker, then what are some other things that maybe do you kind of basically on offense when you're kind of looking at tape? Do you kind of dissect each position on the offense, or how do you do that? How do you break down your film study?
I study body language. I study I study each individual. I study the best players too, pretty much too. It's like, and I study people's habits because that's the number one thing like I like to do. That's how I get people because everybody got habits that you go back to when you're tired. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I always study that people's habits, and that's how I get them every time. Or I know when the person's tired because they do it, or just reading plays, period, just reading film, period. Man.
Absolutely. Yeah, it comes down to film study. It looks like we lost Jeremiah again, but yeah, it's not just the game, but it's the preparations and everything. It sounds like he's really kind of put an emphasis on that. Looking forward to his career, and we'll see if we can get Jeremiah back here as well. But you think of pro football, the best players don't just happen. They prepare and they do all the work, whether it's film study, working out, and it sounds like running hills. I think we got you back again here.
Yeah, man, my phone is tripping, man. I don't know what's going on with my phone.
No worries. Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see where your career takes you and all that. And where can everyone find you again?
On Twitter under Kingstruck13, and you can find me on Instagram under Struck the World 13, STRUCK the World 13. And you can check out my YouTube channel, Jerimiah Spicer. I got a lot of film up. You can look me up on Google, Jerimiah Spicer. Just anywhere pretty much. You can check out my story for motivation. Pretty much show people how not to give up no matter what you've been through in life. And that's how I am on the football field too.
Yeah, and when you think of, the XFL draft is a little bit further away. What continues to keep driving you for your goal?
And I feel like the story got to be finished. I feel like I got to finish the story. That's what I feel like, and that's my main thing right now. I got to motivate the kids. Kids always asking, you know what I mean? So I got to keep going.
I love that. Yeah, that is so important. When you talk about, you have a dream. There's going to be, it's not going to be easy. And obviously, it's easy to just say, go ahead and quit, whether you're on the football field, but you just keep driving. And fantastic story. Definitely looking forward to seeing that ending and seeing how your career continues to thrive.
Yeah, man, I'm just ready to go, man, and whatever team pick me, man, I'm just, I'm ready to, I'm ready to die for my team. You know what I mean? So that's how I am. That's how I get down, and that's the energy I'm coming with.
Absolutely. Well, I definitely appreciate you coming on. We definitely connect on Twitter and on all of your places as well online, and hopefully we can connect you with as many people as possible to kind of get the word out about your story. And obviously, looking forward to when you play next.
Man, I'm just ready to get on the field, man. I'm gonna be so happy, man. I swear I'm gonna be happy. I feel like I'm gonna be happy again in my life. You know what I mean? Like, cause after my car accident, I kind of was depressed, man. I'm like, I'm not planning on watching everybody else play that. I feel like I ain't even go into other details, but I feel like, I should have been playing. And God had another plan for me. Maybe it was an XFL. Maybe God didn't want me playing in there. You know what I mean? So I'm just looking at the bright side.
Yeah, so that's got to be one of the toughest things. Is you want to be out there, but you can't.
Yeah, man. And I'm like, I could go. They're like, no, you can't right now. Ooh, I had a concussion, man. And I was like, all right, man. I'll just sit out, man. I've been out for months right now. I've been out since April 17th. Man, you see what month it is right now. And everybody else been playing football. I'm like, look, now I'm ready to go. I ain't got no concussion no more. I'm back 100% healthy. I'm ready to go and finish the story.
Absolutely. Well, I definitely appreciate you joining me. I'm looking forward to connecting again. And thanks again, Jerimiah Spicer. Once again, this has been NFL Outdated Cover 2 series on the XFL Linebacker, Jerimiah Spicer.